Yo, yo, yo. What's the dealio, y'all? What up, y'all? How everybody feeling? How everybody feeling? Listen, man, it's Sunday. It's Sunday, so y'all already know it's time to get in our bag, right? It's time to trade. It's time to make this happen, all right? So if you just tuning in, man, say what's up. Let me know in the live where you tuning in from. All right, let me know where you tuning in from, y'all. What's up, what's up, what's up, Dennis? What's up, Jamal? How you feeling? How you feeling? What up, everybody? All right. So look, it's Sunday. I got a banging watch list. All right. What up, Shelly? What up? What up? I got a banging watch list for y'all. Okay. We're gonna talk about the market. We're gonna talk about what happened last week as well. Okay. So we got a lot to cover, and we got some great plays, some great perspective, insight, and all of that stuff. Okay. So yeah, what up, Marley? Hey, Marley, man, salute, bro. How you doing, Marley? How you feeling? How you feeling? QTZ, what up? What up, QTZ? What up, Best Beezy? We got a QTZ and we got a Best Beezy, man, and they both killing the game, man. What up, QTZ and Best Beezy? What up, Swell Hunter? What up? How you feeling? How you feeling? What up, Tia? What up, y'all? Hey, man, if y'all just now tuning in, say what's up. Say what's up, man. What's up? Yo, Genesis, what's the dealio, man? How you feeling? How you feeling? Bryant, what up? What up, Bryant? What up, Perez, Bryant? What's up, y'all? Hey, listen, I don't want to waste y'all time. It's Sunday. Tomorrow the market opens, okay? So check this out, y'all. This week we have a full week, and then next week we got Labor Day, and Labor Day is going to be on Monday. So next week is going to be a 4-day trading week, okay? Make sure you put that on your calendar. Next week is going to be a 4-day trading week, okay? This week we got a full week. So we got to maximize the opportunity this week, because next week we only going to get 4 days to get our bread. All right? What up, Timothy? How you doing? Ashley, what up? What up? Hey, you already know, Ashley, I got a banger for you. All right? Y'all already know I got a banger for you, okay? So check this out, y'all. We got a new week, right? So let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. We have last week. Let's talk about last week real quick. Last week they had, we had the foxhole, right? On Friday. Market blasted off, went crazy. We gonna talk about what happened on Friday. I know a lot of people got cooked. It is what it is, it's sad, right? But we gonna make sure that you don't get cooked, okay? We gonna make sure that you don't get cooked, so just stick with me. Make sure you stick with me on this live, okay? If you just tuning in, say what's up, let me know in the comments. Be sure to like this video. If you have not been on this live before, you know I'm going to give you the levels, I'm going to give you game, right? And I'm going to give you the game plan, okay? So be sure to like this video, y'all. All right, that's all I'm asking for is like this video. We're going to get you ready for this week. I promise you that. I got 3 trades, okay? I got 3 stocks that I'm looking at this week. If you in a Discord, you already got one of my bonus trades, one of my bonus stocks I'm looking at. So if you are not in a Discord, be sure to join the Discord so you can get all the bonus stuff, all right? And also, the last thing I'm going to say is, this week we're starting off the small account challenge, okay? I made a video yesterday about the small account challenge. Be sure to tap into that, okay? So, Marley said, I always look forward to the lives. Hey, I appreciate that, Marley, right? I want this to be a weekly thing that you guys are looking forward to, right? I want y'all to look forward to the lives, any lives I do, any videos I make, right? So that's my goal, right? I want to be a part of y'all week, every Sunday minimum, okay? So let's get into it, y'all. All right, so we got the SPY, we got IWM, we had foxhole situation last week, okay? So let's go. I like talking about the SPY, and I like talking about IWM, all right? So you already know I like talking about the charts. I am a practitioner of this game. I'm not making YouTube videos. I'm in the market and I'm trading every single day, right? So you already know I'm going to give you guys the real. I'm not going to give you no fabricated stuff. So let's look at the SPY and let's see what happened. All right. Let's look at the SPY, okay? So check this out. Like this video if you haven't already, okay? Let's get this video to 100 likes before we get off this live in the next hour, all right? And let me know where y'all tuning in from. All right, so let's check this out. We got the SPY, okay? We got Ionic. Let's go to current application. All right. So y'all see, okay, so we got the SPY, right? So this is what happened this week with the SPY. The SPY last week, this is on a daily time frame. It's on a daily time frame, right? So last week, the SPY came down, right here. Now, when did it come down? This was on Monday. This was on Tuesday, on Monday, right? On Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right? So 5 straight days of red, right? Last Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right? 5 straight days of L's, okay? Started up here, came down, came down, came down, came down, and came down, right? And then look what happened on Friday. We blasted off, okay? So they bought the dip, and then they blasted off right here. Okay, so for tomorrow and this week, it's looking like we're going to create new all-time highs on the SPY, okay? We're going to create new all-time highs on the SPY. So this is going to be a layup right here. For the SPY, if we could get above on the SPY, we got 646 right here. 646.49. 646.49 calls. Calls above 646.49 on SPY, okay? So we got calls above 646.49. All right. Now, 646.49, right? Now we're in an interesting place because I feel like we're still going to get a pullback. I feel like this pullback wasn't good enough. All right. And I think that we got to retrace right here as well. And then we still got this gap to fill down here. And then we got some more stuff to the downside. So I think that we could run up a little bit more this week. So this is what I'm expecting. I'm expecting us to be bullish this week to finish out August. And then in September, we're going to start seeing a little bit more red. That's what I'm thinking. All right. Because August has not been a super bearish month. We've had some pullbacks, but we've still been kind of going to the upside. If you look at the monthly on the SPY, look at the SPY on the monthly, right? We're still green. Okay, we're still green on the monthly on SPY. So I think that this week we may finish strong, and then we may end maybe like somewhere around like 650 or something like that. And then we can start seeing some pullbacks in September, okay? So that's the first thing. That's the first thing when we're talking about SPY, right? Now to the downside, let me look at the downside real quick. To the downside, this is a massive, we below 630. So call puts below 637.19, but I want you to understand that you can make money from here to here. Right, so if we reject off of here, okay, if we reject off of 646.49, then we could be coming to the downside, right here. So if we reject right here at 646.49, we could reject, and then we could come to the downside down here, because this is a very big range. We got 637, and then we got 646, so that's $10 right there, right? Now what I would also do is I would say, okay, if we come up, right, let's say we come up above 646.49, right? Now 646.49 is going to be the new support, right? That's going to be the new support. And then if we get above there, okay, and then if we come back below and we break below 646.49, then we ride puts and we treat that as support. We ride puts once it breaks below, and then we come lower. And I think that we could come down to 637, right? So yeah, so that's what we got on SPY, okay? That's what we got on SPY. If that makes sense for SPY, let me know in the comments. We're going to go over IWM, all right? And then what we're going to do is I'm going to recap last week's watch list before I get into my watch list for this week. I want to go over last week's watch list, because if you paid attention to last week's watch list, every single stock on the watch list from last week is smacked. It made some bread. Every single one. And I'm going to show you guys proof, literally proof, exactly what happened, okay? So if you are not paying attention to the watch list, you got to pay attention to my watch list. These levels, these stocks, I am going, and I'm going through a very methodical process, and I'm picking out the best ones. Last week we was 100% on my predictions for the certain stocks on my watch list. All right. So if you are not paying attention to my watch list, you are leaving money on the table. And I'm talking about easy money. I already did the homework for you. All you got to do is pay attention to the levels and play those levels. All right. So we're going to get into IWM next. All right. Yeah, SoFi, yeah, Best B. We're going to go over it. We're going to go over it today. All right. I appreciate you, Sean, for tuning in. All right. Then it said New Jersey. You can count on news. What up, William? What's the dealio? What's the dealio, y'all? If y'all just tuning in, man, what's the dealio? I hope y'all had a great weekend. Today, we're going to lock in and we're going to create the game plan for how you're going to make $2,000 to $3,000 this week. All right, this is going to be the game plan. All you got to do is stick to the game plan, have your risk management, and have your discipline down in your psychology, and you can make this money. All right, if you just tuning in, say what's up in the comments. Let me know where you tuning in from in the comments, and also do me a favor and like this video so we can get this video to 100 likes, okay? I'm giving you guys real levels based on real analysis, and this can make you real money, all right? So don't take this for granted. All right, what up, Eleanor? How you feeling? How you feeling? All right, so check this out, y'all. Now we got IWM real quick. Let's go over to IWM, okay? Where we at with the IWM? Okay, so look at this, right? So for IWM, same thing, right? IWM had a pullback right here. And then what happened? Blasted off, right? Now I want you guys to pay attention to something, okay? I want y'all to pay attention to something. Oh, okay, yeah, Best B. So I want y'all to pay attention to something. So with the IWM, it did create a gap here, okay? So we have a gap here to fill, right? So I'm gonna put a gap right here, right? So we do have a gap to fill right here. Okay, so we have a gap to fill right here. It gapped up and then it broke out. So we got a gap to fill right there. So yes, we went up, but we do have a gap down here. And also, I want you guys to zoom out, right? This is the importance of zooming out. When you zoom out, look what happened. So we got all-time highs sitting right here at 245. So IWM has solid momentum going to the upside, but once we hit this area, right, we always reject. I want y'all to pay attention to this, right? I want y'all to pay attention to this right here. Once we hit this area, we start rejecting. Okay? Once we hit this area, we start rejecting. Okay? Now let me ask y'all a question. What is this? I'm gonna quiz y'all. This is a pop quiz right here. What is this area right here? What do we call this area right here? If you know what we call this area, put it in the comments. If you know what we call this area, put it in the comments. Okay? I'm gonna give y'all a little second. Okay? I'm going to give y'all a little second. Put it in the comments if you know what area this is. All right. What up, Josh? Yeah, what up, Shima? From Vegas. Hey, I used to live in Vegas, man. What up, what up? Shout out to Vegas. Jazzy D, what's up, Jazzy D? From Seattle. What up, Henry? 1 hour saying bullish momentum, continued measure move. Nah, this area right here, we call this area a supply zone, okay? You got demand zone and you got supply zone. I want you guys to remember that, all right? Sellers sit in the supply zone, buyers sit in the demand zone. So if IWM breaks above here, this is gonna be a demand zone, but right now it's a supply zone because sellers are sitting up here because look what happened every time. Look what happened every time the stock came up in this area, right? Let's really dig into it real quick, okay? Every time the stock came up in this area, look what happened. It rejected and it came down, right? And it came down, right? So right here, we got supply zone, and this equals sellers. All right. Supply zone and this equals sellers right here. So coming up here, you got to be very careful. Yes, we can go up higher, but we are going to have a lot of selling pressure up in this area right here. So I want y'all to be careful when you're trading IWM this week, because we could come up here, create a lower high, and then reject, right? I don't know what's going to happen, but being in this area, we got to be careful. Now, if we just go crazy and we break through this, then we could really go up to like 250, 255, right? Because we broke through a supply level, and now it's a demand zone, right? So this is a supply zone right here. A lot of sellers are going to be sitting up here in this area from 235 to 245, right? That's a $10 range right there. So yeah, that's supply zone right here, okay? So we could come up higher, but we do have a supply zone where a lot of selling pressure exists. So we could come up, hit these all-time highs and reject and come down hard, or we could come up, create a lower high and then reject and then come down, right? We don't know what's going to happen, but this is what this live is for. I'm getting you guys ready for the week so you don't get faked out. All right? So this is where we're at when we're talking about IWM. So if we break above 235, 235.60 calls, right? So we got calls above 235.60, okay, on IWM, but we are in a supply zone, right? I would not say that we're in the clear until we're above 245. So I want you to expect selling pressure in this area right here, because we're in a supply zone and a lot of sellers are sitting in this area, okay? So if that makes sense on IWM, let me know in the comments, okay? Let me know in the comments. All right. The more you study, less you worry. That's right. What up, Gerald? How you feeling? What up, Trees? Who eating so loud? Nah, we got Shali cooking right here. All right. So she whipping up some good food. All right, but let's focus on the stocks, right? So listen. Last week was a great week. So what I want to do is I want to go over last week's watch list. And I want to show you guys exactly what happened with last week's watch list. Okay? With last week's watch list. So I want y'all to check this out real quick. So we called 3 bangers last week. Okay? Best B said, yeah, I'm up, take profits. Yeah. Yeah, this is a time right now where you want to take the profits, because you got to understand that a lot of stocks are at all-time highs. So yes, we could go up a little bit higher, but at the same time, then we could get a harsh rejection in the rug pull, and then we could start going lower, because we're at all-time highs with everything. When everything is at all-time highs, you have to be wary of what's going on, okay? Don't just think that the stock's going to keep going up, keep going up, keep going up. They're not just going to keep going up, keep going up, keep going up when they are at all-time highs, okay? So I think that we may pump a little bit higher, and then we're going to start seeing some harsh rejections, and then the stock's going to start going to the downside, okay? So let's go through the watch list from last week, and I'm going to show you guys exactly how these watch lists perform, all right? These watch lists are very, very, very valuable, okay? Very valuable. So I want to show you guys proof, because on the internet, I know there's a lot of noise and there's a lot of talking, but I want to show you guys why you should pay attention to what I'm saying, because I can make you a lot of money if you just listen and run the actual plan and run the play, all right? So check this out. So the first stock that I said last week that I was looking at, let's look at it. What we got last week. I'm pulling it up right now, okay? Give me a second, y'all. All right. So let's look at this. Let's understand what's really happening right here. All right, let's really understand what's happening right here, okay? So last week, the first stock that I called, right? The first stock that I called was MRK. All right, so let's look. I said healthcare having a bullish sentiment, MRK could be blasting off, right? We can go parabolic and see 88.50, right? calls above 85.24, right? Calls above 85.24, and we could go to 88.50, right? Now let's see what happened. MRK finished the week at 87.37, and its high of last week was 87.85. Okay? Its high of last week was 87.85. All right? And I said that above 85.24 was calls. And look what happened. We went to 87.64. If you would have took MRK on the break above the level that I gave you, you would have made bank. All right? I'm trying to get you guys to see how simple this stuff really is. Okay? I'm trying to get you guys to see how simple this stuff is. I don't want you guys expecting, oh, what's the trade? What's the play? What's the play? I'm trying to help you learn how to trade on your own. I'm trying to help you be independent of anybody else, because that's how powerful trading is. Okay? So that's the first one. That was MRK. That was MRK. All right, those levels was spot on. If you took that break and you swung it, boom, you would have made some nice money. All right, so that was the first trade right there. That was the first play that I gave everybody last week, and it did numbers. All right, now let's look at the next one. Let's look at the next one. Watch this, y'all. Watch this. If you just tuning in, say what's up in the comments and do me a favor and like this video. All right, let's get this video to 100 likes. I'm gonna give you guys my setups this week. Right now, we're going over last week's setups because I want you guys to see how spot on these levels are and these stocks are that I be calling out. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Okay, so check this out. We had Tempest. Okay, ticker symbol's TEM. What did I say? It can have a parabolic move to the upside this week, right? Pay attention to what I'm saying. They close in a supply zone. All right, if they break above 75.71, all right, enter calls, and then what? The buyers are going to push the stock up to $80, okay? $80, right? Remember I said $80, okay? Now let's go look at TEM. Let's go look at TEM real quick. Where did it end at, y'all? Where did it end at? $80.52 is where it closed at. But it actually ended up hitting $85 on Friday. It hit $85 on Friday. What did I say? I said if it breaks through the supply zone, what are we going to do? We're going to have a parabolic move, and it could send the stock up to where? $80. And look what happened. Look what happened. Look what happened. It hit $85. $85 last week. And what did I say? Calls above what? 75? 75.54? I said calls above 75.71 and it could go to $80. It closed the week at $80 and it went all the way up to $85. Listen, y'all, these watch lists make money. They make money. Okay? You just got to trust the process and trust what's being said. You just got to trust the process, y'all. These watch lists make money, okay? So be sure that you locked in when I'm talking and when I'm on live on Sunday and all these videos, because I'm telling you, these trades will make you guys money. This is how we get down over here, all right? The last stock that I called last week, let's go through it, okay? What did I say? I said XYZ, okay? XYZ, look. I said it looks like it's ready to reclaim 82.55, right? 82.55. If we break above 77.14, right, that's a great entry, and my price target would be 82.55, right? Now let's go to XYZ. Let's go look. Let's go look at XYZ real quick. What did they do? Come on, y'all. Who rocking with me, man? Look at XYZ. Look what it did. It came all the way up to what? 79.39. All right, what up, Andres? 79.39, right? This week it's going to touch 82. All right, it just needed a little bit more time. It just needed a little bit more time. But if you took this from 77, that level 77.14 that I said, and you wrote it up to that 79, you would have made a lot of money as well. Okay? So, listen, y'all. I'm trying to get y'all paid. Okay? I'm trying to get y'all paid. I'm operating out of abundance. I'm giving you guys levels, and I'm giving y'all real solid quality setups. Okay? So join the Discord. Pay attention to my watch list. It will make you a lot of money. I just called a 3 for 3 last week. That means 100% of the things that I called based on my levels hit. That don't happen all the time every day. All right? It don't happen all the time every day. Okay? So now we're going to go over this week's watch list. All right? This week's watch list is what we about to go over. I got some banging setups for you. I got 3 for you. The Discord got a bonus one. Okay? So if you're in the Discord, don't share it with them. All right? But listen, I got some bangers for you. So check this out, y'all. Check this out. And if you're just tuning in, it's 89 people on here, man. Say what's up in the comments. Let me know where y'all tuning in from. I'm about building relationships. I want to see who's listening. I want to see who's watching, right? I want to build relationships with y'all because my goal is to continue to build this YouTube channel, and I want it to be the most powerful YouTube channel on the planet. I want to understand who is out here watching, okay? I want to understand who is out here watching. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over my 3 stocks that I'm looking at this week that are going to be certified bangers, okay? Certified bangers. Yeah, I call Shopify. Yep, Shopify was a good one. Celsius 2 weeks ago. Celsius went crazy. All right, listen, I got a track record, okay? So let's go over. What up, Scott? Yeah, hey, consistency. Scott says still doing God's work. Yeah, I ain't stopping. I'm not here for a month, right? I'm here. Listen, if you walk away from me and then you come back 8 months later, you're gonna still see the same thing. You're gonna see the consistency. You're gonna see me showing up. I'm trying to tell y'all, I've been putting out daily videos since January 1st. I have not missed a day, and some days I even post twice. Okay? I don't miss. I'm consistent. I'm gonna show up. I'm reliable. I'm dependable. All right? So we're gonna keep this thing rolling. All right. What up, Doria? Appreciate that, William. What up, JVD? JVG, we got Miami. All right. What up, Philip? There we go. Austin, Texas. Hey, that's where my family from. Shout out to Austin, man. All right. Cleveland, okay. All right, so check this out, y'all. Check this out. So my first, who's the first one that we looking at? All right. So first one we got this week. All right, here we go. So the first stock that we have this week that I'm looking at that I feel really confident about. Let's go. Here we go. Y'all ready? Boom, right? Check this out. We got SoFi, okay? SoFi. All right, SoFi. We're sitting at the demand zone. All right, we haven't been here since 2021, okay? SoFi has the potential to blast off, make its way to $27 and $28. All right, that would be all-time highs. Above 25, 23. So let's go to the charts and let's break it down, okay? Let's look at SoFi. Look at this right here. I want y'all to see what's going on, okay? These supply zones and demand zones are butter. All right? So watch this. So watch this right here. Here we go. We got supply zone. Okay? Supply zone right here, okay? Look at this, y'all. I want y'all to see. We got right here. We got right here. We got right here, okay? And now we are right here, okay? So this is the 4th time we're here, but we haven't been here since 2021, right? February of 2021 is the last time we was here. Well, no, last time we was here was November 2021, and then it rejected, right? And it took 4 years for us to get all the way back up to here. Okay? So now we're sitting right here. Now look at this right here. On Friday, look at all these buyers. Right here, it's called buying pressure. All right, it's buying pressure right here. Okay, boom. So if we get above 25.23, I want y'all to run the play. All right. Now we got a little bit of resistance right here at 26.17, but then we got 27, and then we got 28.27. All right. So if we get above 25.28, calls on SoFi. All right, this is gonna be a banger right here, y'all. This is gonna be a banger right here. I'm feeling good about this one. Okay, so SoFi calls above 25.28. Write it down. Put it on your levels. All right, calls above 25.28 on SoFi. Okay, come on now. A stock has not been here in 4 years, and now it's almost breaking through. What you think it's gonna do when it break through? SoFi is ready, y'all. It's ready. You know what I'm saying? So if you understand that, put it in the comments. All right. Calls above 25.28 on SoFi. All right. Isaiah, I was watching on TV. Had to sign in. Hey, what's up, Gladys? Hey, shout out to you, Gladys. I hope all is well with you. All right. We got Indianapolis in the building. What up, Mike? 2 times. All right. So listen, SoFi calls above 25.28. All right. What I am going to say too is tomorrow, Tuesday, and on Wednesday, I'm doing a 3-day boot camp on options. All right. It's going to be live. So tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to be live, and we're going to be going over a certain topic. So for the next 3 days, when it comes to options, right, stock options and trading, I got you. So if you want help, right, and you want to get some questions answered, show up tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. All right? So that's what we got. I wanted to say that. Pete Bryan said, check SoFi. I just went over SoFi. All right? I just went over SoFi. So that's the first one right there. Calls above 25.28 on SoFi, y'all. All right? That's a banger right there. That's a straight banger right there, okay? The next, let's go over the next one. What we got on the next one? Okay. Sherry said, I trade mainly futures and options every now and then. Yeah, there's a lot of people that trade futures over options, and that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. So yeah. So my next setup that I see for this week is going to be, I really like this one right here, y'all. I really like this one. I called it last week, and they did exactly what I was looking for. So this coming week, I'm looking for a continuation. Okay. We got Ionic. Okay. IONQ is the next stock. Okay. So calls above 40.57. If we get above 40.57, I like calls to the upside on IONQ. All right. Now let me break this down on the chart so I can show you guys. What I'm seeing on IONQ. Okay. So let's go to it right here. Right. All right. So check this out, y'all. So if we look at let's look at the daily real quick. Okay. So look. What do we have right here? Once again, it's simple. What do we have right here once again? What do we have right here, y'all? Put it in the comments. What do we have right here? I want y'all to engage, man. What do we have right here? Type it, say it with me. A demand zone. All right. We got a demand zone, okay, on IONQ. So look what happened. Look what happened. Boom, boom, right? 2, 3, This is the fourth time. All right. So this is the fourth time that IONQ is bouncing off of this demand zone, right? So if we get above 40.57, I'm pulling the trigger on calls, and I'm going to get into calls on IONQ, and I'm going to ride it up. Now, we do have room all the way up to 46. Do I think it's going to go to 46 this week? Potentially it could. It potentially could, right? Let's see how long it took to get back up to that level every time it bounced off the demand zone, right? So last time it bounced off of here, it took 2 weeks to get back up there, right? Here, it came down, it bounced up 1, 2, 3 weeks to get back. Okay, bounced off of here, and it took 1 week to get up there. So yeah, 2 to 3 weeks, it could go back up to $46 to $48. All right, that's what I'm seeing on IONQ. All right, and this is off the daily time frame and the weekly time frame. So if we get above 40.57, I'm getting in the calls on IONQ. Right, this is a certified banger right here. Now, the thing about IONQ is, look what happened on Friday. I was waiting, right? So y'all see what happened, right? This was Wednesday. This was Thursday. I was looking for IONQ to break out. If anybody is in the Discord, you know that I was getting ready to enter into calls on IONQ on Friday, right before the Powell started speaking. The stock started pulling back. I did not enter in. Let me show you guys exactly what happened, right? On a 15-minute time frame. Okay, look what happened. Let me show y'all. So this is the 15-minute. All right, boom, right? So let me go to the 5. Okay, look at this. This is what happened right here. Okay, so it came up, it came down, and then out of nowhere, it just blasted off right after Powell started talking. I did not get a chance to enter into the day trade, right? Because when Powell started speaking, every single stock didn't even get to go up. I mean, every stock just blasted off. Look at SPY. Look at SPY, right? This is what I'm talking about. It was getting ready to go up, it pulled back, and then it just blasted off out of nowhere. Every stock did the same thing, right? So I did not get a chance to get filled on IONQ because it was like a glitch in the matrix, and it went from $37 to like $38 in like less than a minute. And I was like, damn, that was the move, right? So I ended up trading IWM that day on Friday, but this is what happened. So all of this right here is what it looks like on a daily chart. And that's why, right? That's why we're seeing this candle right here. Okay? That's why we're seeing this candle right here. Okay? So that's IONQ. All right? I'm telling y'all, on Friday, they took a lot of moves away from us, like out of nowhere. The second, like 2 minutes after Powell started speaking, stocks just glitched up. So I was about to enter into that move, but it didn't fare well. Okay. So yeah, so we got SoFi calls above 25.28. We got IONQ calls above 40.57. Okay. 40.57. All right. Yeah, demand zone. That's what I'm talking about. All right, y'all. So those are two. Okay. I'm starting the small account challenge this week. So if you want to take the trades that I take with my small account challenge, then be sure to join the Discord, right? And just so y'all, look, this is all proof. I want all of this to be documented, okay? I'm doing a 52-week small account challenge. For the next 52 weeks, every single Saturday, I'm going to be making a video and posting it, and I'm going to be going inside of my account and showing you exactly what trades I took and where the account is at. Did it grow? Did we lose? Are we down? What's going on, right? But so you guys know and understand that this is not a game, right? Here it is. I opened up a brand new SoFi account, okay? It got $550 in there. I'm about to take $50 out. I'm going to start with $500, okay? $500. And I'm about to grow this account for the next 52 weeks. And I'm going to document every single week on YouTube for the next 52 weeks. All right? I'm going to be swing trading, and some of the trades are going to be day trades. All right? Swing trades and day trades sometimes, but most of it is going to be swing trades. And I'm starting with $500. All right? So if you want to join the small account challenge, open up a small account, go get SoFi, okay? Listen, go get SoFi. If y'all want to get SoFi, get it under my link. All right, if you want to support this channel, man, get SoFi under my link. It is an affiliate link, right? But go get SoFi under my link. And then from there, every Saturday, I'm going to be posting the updates. Okay? I'm going to be posting those updates. All right, I'm getting ready to share my last trade for the week. But yeah. Okay? What is the best way to recognize supply and demand zones? I'm gonna go over that this week on the boot camp. Okay, so be sure to join the boot camp. All right, tomorrow, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I'm gonna be doing a boot camp. It's gonna be on YouTube Live, and we're gonna be going over all of that. Okay. So yeah, Best B says, so this week are you starting or that next Saturday? This coming up Saturday is going to be the first small account. So I transferred the money. The money is going to take about 3 to 4 days to settle. So when the money settles, it may be on Thursday. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get into a trade yet, right? So what's going to happen is I may take like a day trade or something. We'll see. So I gotta wait until the money settles and my buying power is updated, okay? But I'm ready, I'm locked and loaded. I'm just waiting on the money to clear in this account, okay? So do you know if I can day trade with Webull? Yeah, you could day trade with Webull with $1,000. You definitely can. All right. Is it new subscriber? Been checking out your videos. Glad I found you. Hey, I appreciate that, Big 40 nephew. Hey, if you have not, man, do me a favor and subscribe to this YouTube channel. I believe that I have the best YouTube channel when it comes to this stuff right here, because I'm giving it to you as if I was brand new, or I was trying to figure this stuff out, or I was trying to get some information, right? I don't hold back. I don't be gatekeeping. I be giving y'all stuff that people pay thousands of dollars for, right? If you want to put it all together, you could come and you could do a one-on-one with me, right? You could do that. You could do a month long, right? I'm getting ready to launch something else where if you want me to fly to you, you could do that. And we could spend 4 hours and we could just lock in, right? So I'm getting ready to be launching that too. But at the end of the day, this YouTube channel, it literally is going to help so many people make so much money. All right, so I appreciate that. I appreciate you tuning in, okay? So, with that being said, y'all, we got one more stock that I'm looking at this week. And then after this, we'll go over some stocks that y'all looking at. All right, or that y'all want to look at. So the last one, let's see. I'm pulling it up right now. So the last stock that I'm looking at this week, boom, here we go. All right, so check this out. So here's the last stock that I'm looking at this week. All right, it's gonna be HIMS. All right, I said calls above 45.95. Right, now let's look at it. We got another demand zone bounce. Right, let's go to HIMS and look at it. Let's go look at HIMS real quick. Boom, boom, boom. All right. First off, I want y'all to look at this right here. I want y'all to look at this downtrend. Okay? Look at that downtrend. When you have a downtrend like this, and then it comes to a demand zone, look at that. Y'all see this right here? Do y'all see this right here? Look at that. This is called a demand zone. Okay. Boom. Right? So we got a demand zone here once again. It came down here. Right? Consolidated for a couple days. Boom. Came down. Fell to go lower. Came up a little bit. Had a little green day. And then look what's happening, right? So now, if we get above 45.25, that's what I said, right? 45.95, 45.95. If we get above 45.95 calls, and we could be going up. If we look on a weekly time frame, right? If we go above 45.95, then we could be coming up to 52. All right, $52 is where we could be coming up to based on a weekly time frame right here. All right, like that's exactly what's going on. So calls above 45.95, a demand zone bounce, and we coming up to $52. That's what I'm seeing on HIMS. HIMS ticker symbol. That's HIMS and hers. Okay, that's what I'm seeing. HIMS is gonna be a banger. HIMS is always, whenever HIMS makes a big move, it's a banger. Straight up, it's a banger. All right. As we said, I open up an account and it's gonna take a while for me to have any money in it. So can do that. Yeah. Absolutely. See, if you're in the Discord, you would see they would put a watch list together every morning. Yeah. No, exactly. Every morning we put in a watch list together. So we got the weekly watch list and then we got the daily watch list as well, right? So every day we have levels set for the whole Discord group, because if you don't live trade with us, you might just want the levels. It's some people that just take the levels, they use the levels and they trade off the levels that we give. Those levels gonna hit too. All right. So William said, but HIMS is having legal issues right now. So look, this is the thing. Let me share something with you, right? So yes, legal issues, right? But watch this. Watch this. A bullseye just got called. This is one of our bots right here. They called a $50 strike price with a 9/19 expiration date, okay, with 61% confidence as well. And this was $70,000 that was put into this. Open interest is 11,000, okay? 11,000. That means 11,000 people got these contracts. Okay? So here's the thing. Gladys said the same thing. So many negative catalysts. It has been faking. It has been a falling knife, right? Listen, I want y'all to understand this, right? I am paying attention to price action. That's what I'm paying attention to, right? When you see what, like, I like the strat method, right? When I see certain candles, I'm gonna trade that candle every time, right? Because yes, they could be having issues right now, but let's see. Because look, I want you guys to understand, a stock is not gonna fall forever. It's not gonna fall forever, right? Tesla and Trump was having issues. It was falling. A week later, it was going crazy to the upside, right? A lot of the news, you can make money off news, but it's like stocks are always going to rebound until they are not a stock anymore. So until this stock proves to me that it's not going up, I'm going to trade it. You get what I'm saying? And this is also why I always say trade the levels, base everything off the levels. So if it don't break above that level and it rejects and it goes lower, then don't take a call. But when I'm looking at the charts, that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a 3-bar on a daily time frame, which means that most likely on Monday or Tuesday, HIMS could have a crazy day, right? Or it could be later on this week, or it could be next week. But I'm telling you that Hims is about to have a blast off time. All right. So, like, just that's what I have to say about the news and stuff like that. Big 40 said, buy fear. Exactly. Right. Listen, you want to. I always say this. I got this from Ross Cameron. All right. He said, enter into trades before it is fully obvious. Right. And then you sell when it's obvious to enter in a trade. And that's how you make your money. The name of the game is to buy low and sell high. So let's say you got a Hims call and you got it 3 weeks out. Listen, Hims is going to, and it's at 45 right now. If it gets to 48, you going to be up 30, 40%. And this is what I'm saying. I'm not saying I'm about to buy Hims and wait until it hits $100. No, I'm saying I'm about to take a trade based off of these levels. This is the power of it. You don't have to enter into a trade and be in it for 3 weeks straight. You can enter in a trade, be in it for an hour, and be done with it. So I could get into Hims to the upside. It could run up. I could take profits, and then it can reject, and it could drop $10 for all I care. But I made the money going to the upside based on my levels. And when I see it going down, I will enter into a put, and I'll ride it to the downside as well. You see what I'm saying? So that's how we play the game here. That's how we play the game here. So I want y'all to understand that, like, don't get caught up in all of this stuff. This is why I like to day trade, because when you're day trading, if the stock is going up, just write it up. If the stock is going down, write it down. You don't got to commit to these stocks. I'm not committed to the stocks. I'm committed to the setups. I'm not committed to the stocks. I'm committed to what I'm seeing. I'm committed to the price action. I'm not going to over leverage on a trade. I'm not. I don't care. I'm trading based on what I'm seeing, based on my strategy. You see what I'm saying? So this is how we getting around to it. Yeah, trading and investing are definitely two different things, and that's what I'm saying, right? Right now, for Hims is a great time to buy regardless, right? If you're a long-term investor in Hims. But when I'm talking about trading, I'm not talking about holding on for dear life. I'm talking about you getting in and you getting out in a matter of minutes, hours, or maybe a day. All right? So this is what I'm talking about. I invest too, right? Buy shares. But even right now is a great time to buy Hims, right? If you look at the chart, it's a great time to buy Hims. If it does drop, it's a great time to buy Hims. It's just what it is, right? So please understand the game that is being played here. Because look at Google. Google had legal issues when they was trading at what? 140 3 months ago. And now where they at? 206. Tesla always got something going on. They drop down to 300, 280, and then they go up to 350, 400, right? Okay. Who else? All of these stocks, they always got something going on. Meta. You know how much Mark Zuckerberg be in court, right? Stock down at 600. 2 months later, it's at 750, right? Please understand the games that's being played here. Stocks are always going to have legal. Do you understand that businesses are always going to be getting sued when they get big like that? We talking about the biggest companies in the world. They always going to have some legal issues, some court stuff, somebody suing them. They always going to have that. It ain't going to last forever, right? So understand what's going on here. All right? When I'm talking about these levels, I'm talking about taking trades. I'm talking about getting 10 contracts, 20 contracts, whatever, and riding it up to a level that I see and getting out and then collecting my profits and then taking the profits and going and investing that money. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about long-term investing here, right? These lives are not for long-term investing, right? Because if we're talking about long-term investing, I would say right now is not the time to buy any stock. Right now is the time for you to build up your cash, build up your capital, keep building up your capital. And at a time when stocks start to drop by 10, 20%, that's when you start buying into the shares, right? But you never want to buy into stocks when they're at all-time highs like they are right now. Now is not the time to buy into Meta, right? It's dropped a little bit, but it's still got a gap to fill to the downside. That's why when you buy high, you end up selling low because you bought too high, and now the stock got to go way higher, right, for you to make money. You want to get in when everybody is afraid. You want to get in the stock when everybody is afraid. When everybody is talking about the legal stuff, that's when you want to buy for your long-term investing. Because 5 years from now, when HIMS is at $150, you're going to be wishing you wasn't worried about that lawsuit when it was at $45. You're going to be like, damn, it was cheap. Same thing with Bitcoin. Look at everybody with Bitcoin. It's at $115,000 right now. Don't you wish you would have bought 10 coins when it was trading at $1,000? Don't you wish you would have bought into Bitcoin when it was at $500 a coin? Now it's at $115,000, right? So you got to understand this whole investing game versus trading game, right? Real talk. So, yeah, exactly. XRP, all of this stuff. All of this stuff. All right. Henry said, could you walk us through how you're choosing to strike? I will go over that as well this week, all right, on the boot camp. Like all of that stuff, I'm going over on a boot camp. I'm going to bless everybody on a boot camp. So if you need that, be sure to be on there at 5 p.m. tomorrow. On Tuesday, it's going to be 5:30 p.m. Pacific, 8:30 Eastern. And then on Wednesday, it's going to be 5 p.m. Pacific and 8 p.m. Eastern. Okay? So yeah, what else y'all saying in the chat real quick? Yeah, trading is definitely a different animal, but I love it. Like I legit do love it. Okay? Shopify, I think Shopify could be getting ready to go up a little bit more before it does drop because we saw it pull back, started to push up, consolidated a little bit. It didn't break the levels below. It came down to 135, couldn't break below 135, and it bounced and it went to the upside. So I think that Shopify could be getting ready to blast off for a minute. And then it could be starting to come down. But at some point in time, Shopify has to come down to 127 because that's where it gapped up from when it had earnings. Okay? So that's what we got with what you call it, with Shopify. Okay? Candlestick colors are their meaning. So I'm using this is a Strat Assistant. If I turn my Strat Assistant off, then the colors of the candles are just going to be green and red, okay? But I'm using the Strat Assistant. We got 1 candles, we got 2 candles, and we got 3 bar candles, okay? So yeah, that's what we got right there. What else we got? What else y'all saying up in here? Snipe the days and wait for the setup for the home run swing. Exactly, Big 40. That's how you want to play that. Trading definitely does make you a better investor. I agree the same thing, Best B. And I always say, I made a video that said trading is investing, right? When you learn how to trade, you learn how to really analyze these charts. A lot of people just buy shares of stock without looking at the charts. No, that's not how we play this game. We pay attention to the charts. We understand and we learn technical analysis, and we use the technical analysis to make informed decisions. So if you are not obsessing over technical analysis, you're not investing the proper way. Okay. So yeah, what else we got? I agree. HIMS is at a discount for sure. What up, Travis? All right. Based on your strategy, in and out, dabble with spread. Yeah, the spreads on HIMS are sometimes a little bit wider than I would like. That's why with HIMS, I do like swinging them better than day trading. But if they make a big move, the spreads don't matter because the move is going to make up for the spreads. So it does just depend, okay, on the day. All right. Shout out to Philip, man. He said he just joined through the Discord channel. Yeah, hey, listen, y'all. Be sure to join the Discord. Be sure to book a one-on-one, okay? I will change your life in an hour, in a month if we work together, right? I'm telling you guys, I'll change your life if you come trade with us, right? Me and Marcel, we are literally calling solid trades, all right? And we're helping you understand the game by yourself, all right? That's the biggest thing. We do not want you to be dependent. We are here to teach you the game so that you can go do this by yourself and then you can go teach your family, right? We don't want a community of people to be dependent. This is not how it go over here. We want to teach you the game. I need you to understand. Look at all the game that I'm giving you guys on the YouTube. Do you think that I want you to come inside of a community and now I want you dependent on me? No, I don't want that. That's not how this goes. I want you to come in here and learn and change your life in the stock market for you, for yourself, for your family, and everything else. I want you to be able to accomplish your dreams through the stock market, right? Through the stuff that I'm helping you to do in whatever way that I'm helping you, all right? So I want you guys to understand that. This is real life. This is real information. This is real money that we making. This is no fabrication over here, all right? What up, Camilo? All right, him's a big discount, exactly. And then you got stuff like Ozempic and GLP-1 growing in its demand and its popularity. You think that Hims ain't gonna start to come up? Man, come on now. Hims gonna go crazy, right? Exactly. Palantir was at $65. You know what I'm saying? Like, just think about it. Do option contracts go up the week of earnings? Yep, they do. Before trying to see, yeah. If a stock has earnings this week and you have contracts for this week, the premiums are gonna start going up and they are gonna be a little bit more inflated. So yes. All right. Tilray. Okay, I've been hearing about Tilray. I just put 1,000 into Hims, current price, sell at $50. That's cool, not bad. All-time highs equal people take profits, stocks go down. Exactly. I appreciate that, Henry. I appreciate that, Big 40. All right, so yeah, y'all. This is what we have this week, right? We got SoFi, we got IONQ, and then we got who did I say? Hims as well, right? Those are the three that I'm looking at. And in Discord, I dropped some bonuses as well. Marcel put his watch list in there as well. So between both of us, we got what, seven stocks for you guys to look at and know them levels. You know what I'm saying? What's my take on slippage? What do you mean slippage? Break down slippage, Sean, for me. All right. Yeah, Palantir was at $8. I remember I got put on Palantir when they were at $8 to $10. No lie. And I didn't take it fully serious, but it's all good. All right. I didn't really understand trading and investing the way that I do now, right? If I knew what I knew now, I would have went and put $5,000 into a leap on Palantir at $10, and I would have let it run up. Right. We do have NVIDIA earnings. Let's go over the earnings real quick this week. Okay, that's a good call, Big 40. I forgot about that. Because I be so locked into this live sometimes I kind of be forgetting stuff. But let's look at earnings real quick. All right, check this out. The earnings, right? So this week we got Okta, and then we got, who else we got? NVIDIA on Wednesday. We got CrowdStrike. They are a mover. If you ain't ever traded CrowdStrike, they be making bread too. CrowdStrike has made me some bread. We got Dollar General, and then we got Burlington, and then we got Affirm. We got Ulta, made some bread with them. We got Marvel. We got Dell, and then we got Alibaba on Friday morning. So we actually have a pretty solid lineup this week, and we do have a lot of opportunities brewing. Okay, so this is this week's. Okay, this is this week's earnings calendar right here. Okay, spread is slippage. Oh, okay. So, what's your take on slippage when your stop loss gets hit? Okay, so basically, man, like when you're trading, and we're gonna go over this on this boot camp. But listen, when you trading, you want to ask yourself, how much am I willing to lose? Right? How much am I willing to lose? Like, boom, right? So let's say you're willing to lose 200. You may say, let me just put 200 in this trade instead of 600 and have a stop loss of 200. Let me just put 200 in the trade and let the trade pan out. Because sometimes a stock will hit your stop loss and then it'll go into the direction of where you were looking at, right? So I like usually to get tight spreads. A lot of times I get a little bit out the money, and then I let those contracts do what they do. right? When I'm day trading or scalp trading, I'm not in trades long, and I just like tighter spreads, right? So IWMs, Shopify when they're good. It just depends, but I like tighter spreads. That's just my thing. Some stocks are better to trade than day trade, right? You just want to know what stocks you're looking at, and what the spreads are looking at, and what's the expected move. That's another thing. But yeah, okay. Yeah. CrowdStrike goes crazy. CrowdStrike will make you some real money. Dell, we got Dell this week. Okay, Dell made us some bread a couple weeks ago. All right, so I keep catching out. The money calls $2, but selling them before the big move. Lift 1 week, then SoFi the next. Hey Travis, you just got to be patient, and you got to. A lot of times when we get out of trades too early before it made the move, we're either being impatient or we either over leverage and we don't want to lose money. Right? That's why you got to not over leverage in your trades so that you can give the trade a chance to be able to make the money. Okay? What else? Slippage is one of the big spreads too. Yeah, so yeah, slippage and spreads, right? I call them spreads. Some people call it slippage. I'm all about simplification, right? I try to make everything as simple as possible because it's my belief that there's no point in focusing on all this extra complex stuff. Let's simplify it so we can actually execute and actually make the money, right? I'm all about the execution, right? Yeah, exactly. Institution stop loss hunt, exactly. And they grab it. Yep, exactly. All right. If a loss would break you, too much money. Exactly. If it's gonna break you, it's too much money in the trade. All right, can we go over XYZ on the downside before going back up? What do you mean by tighter spreads? When I'm saying tighter spreads, let me show y'all, okay? When I'm saying tighter spreads, I'm talking about, let's look at, this is Carvana. Okay, so Carvana has, look, so it got, this is 10, this is not bad. Let's go to like a, let's go to Ulta, because I know they spreads be wide as shit. So let's go to Ulta, right? Look at their spreads, right? 1,800 to 2,100, right? So that's like $200 difference per contract, right? So now let's go to IWM and look at their contracts. 117 and 120. That's $3 difference between each contract. So at the end of the day, tighter spread just mean a smaller bid to ask ratio. So I want my bid and ask to be closer instead of being farther apart. All right. So that's what that means. Okay. And then last thing he said, XYZ downside. Hey Henry, be sure to join the Discord, man. All right. You making all this money, man. Come join the Discord. Come play with us. All right. So let's XYZ real quick, right? To the downside. Let me see on a daily. To the 4 hour real quick. So for XYZ, the downside would be 77.65. If we break below 77.65, I would ride puts to the downside. 77.65 to the downside. That would be what I do. Okay. For sure, Malik. All right. I want to join Discord about work every day. Hey Timothy, you could join the Discord and then you could get the small account challenge trades, and then you could swing trade those. You see what I'm saying? So that's just the idea. Okay. So I want you guys to understand when you're trading, right? You could swing trade, you could day trade, you could scalp trade, you could leaps. Small account challenge is going to be more of a swing trade style. Okay. And then, like I say, some day trades, but more so swing trading. And yeah, you don't have to be on the charts all day when you're swing trading or when you're growing a small account. Okay. The further the bid and the ask, the more money you're going to, yeah, potentially, yep. If the stock does not make the expected move that you expected. Okay. So check this out, y'all. We went over SPY. We went over IWM. We saw last week's watch list and how it played out. Okay, I gave y'all this week's watch list, right? We said SoFi, we said IONQ, and we also said HIMS. We went over the SPY, and we went over the IWM, and we went over the levels. All right. So I think there's going to be fake outs as well. That's why I told everybody, listen, be careful, right? Don't over leverage. Don't keep on thinking we just going to keep going up to the top, right? If you in some swing trades, be careful, right? Maybe take profits. Don't be too heavy in your trades and let it do what it do. All right. But I do think that we are going to start pulling back for sure. All right. William said, Prosperity Collective is a great community to learn how to trade, make money. Isaiah Marcel, also fun to listen to, too. That's funny. I appreciate that, William. All right, I appreciate that, William, for sure. But yeah, y'all, the Prosperity Collective, man, come join us. Come trade with us. Come build with us. I want you guys to understand it's not about only trading, right? It's about developing yourself. It's about networking with people, right? It's about building relationships with people, right? Getting around people that would, could change your life, that could give you a new perspective as well, all right? So if you want to build with people and you want to, network and expand your horizon in your network, then come join us, all right? Is your Discord free? No, the Discord is not free. We got bots. We got paid bots in there, all right? We're making people tens of thousands of dollars, all right? So it's not, and also, it's going to be going up in price soon, okay? So be sure this is going to be the cheapest that the community is ever going to be right now. So please, if you want to, come join, all right? I'm looking to do a one-on-one with you. I lost a lot with all these Discords, but I will give you a try on a re-up. Hey, that's what I'm here for, Henry, all right? I am not here to waste your time. I'm not here to waste any of y'all's time. I'm here to give you what you are looking for so you can get the money that you want to get. All right, so be sure, if you want to, click the link in the description. You could book a one-on-one with me. We could do a month long, or you could just join a Discord, right? We got options. And like I say, I got something coming out. If you want me to come to you and fly to you, we could spend a whole day together, 4 hours, and we will lock in. And that way I'll give you all the information that you need, okay? So that's gonna be coming, soon. Okay? So listen, y'all. It's Sunday. Y'all have a great evening. All right, y'all have a great evening. And I'm going to see you guys tomorrow in the Discord, all right? Like I always say, make sure you get up out your head and go get into this world, because your head is a dangerous place to live, all right? And also remember, y'all, say it with me this time, all right? The more you study, the less you worry, all right? I appreciate you guys for tuning in, all right? I'm going to see you guys tomorrow on tomorrow's video. And if you are in the Discord, salute. We're going to chop it up tonight. And I'm going to see you guys tomorrow in the Discord, and we're going to make some bread. All right? Y'all have a great evening, and I'm going to see you guys later on. All right? Y'all stay smooth, man. Peace.